What's up, guys? Jason here with the Portuguese Brothers. I got some shoulder health tips that'll help us tremendously in the longevity of our shoulders and overall feeling in our Olympic training. So the one thing that we really got to learn to baby and make sure that's working very, very well for us for every single Olympic movement is our trapezius muscles. They're the ones that drive the lift in our shoulders, the overhead positioning and stability. Those traps are the piece of the pie to keep very, very happy and turned on. So I got 3 big exercises that will help us tremendously, keeping those muscles in very, very good engagement and availability for function. So let's get straight to the chase. I like to start first with a big compound movement, and we will see this a lot of times on our barbell work, but this is our high pulls, or when it comes to the dumbbells, our upright rows. So with all of these exercises, it's never going to be about the resistance we use, but the functionality of the movements themselves, creating good engagement and making sure that the trapezius muscles stay alive and active in all of the repetitions we do. So typically 10 to 15 repetitions, sometimes up to 20 will be plenty, okay? And just a few sets will work after your workouts. So the first one is going to be our upright rows. And what we want to try and work with in the ideas, and that's the important part, the ideas of the movement, is to try to get the trapezius muscles to stay alive with this lift coming up, okay? So we want to be nice and smooth. So if I have these in the position and I do these sitting down, I take all momentum out of play, so I have to really make sure that my traps are turned on. So when I come up, I want to make sure that as my elbows are lifting, my traps are turning on, and our deltoids and our traps are working in unison. So when I'm pulling up, I have to make sure my shoulders lift high and nice and smooth, and it's working in unison. The shoulders rise as the elbows pick up, the shoulders rise as the elbows pick up, trying to turn on the trapezius muscles. This will be a real trap burner if we, again, put the primary focus in the elevation of the shoulders, which help pick up the elbows themselves. So that's number 1. Number 2, we're gonna work on what I like to call our trapezius rear flies. And this is where we're gonna not make a T, we're not gonna pull down into an A frame here, but we're actually pulling up in this V position, thumbs down, okay, turned over, to really work on that shoulder elevation and scapular retraction coming into that position, just in relationship to where we want to be in a jerk or a receiving position in our snatch, so we can recreate retraction and elevation. So again, I'm going to get myself into a bent over position, thumbs down, and when I'm lifting, I'm going to make sure that my wrists are right above my shoulders. Again, my wrists right above my shoulders, so I'm making a V position here, okay? So I got my light weights here. I'm going to start with my thumbs down. And when I pull up, again, I'm gonna go right, basically knuckles to ears, and I'm trying to create elevation and retraction of those shoulder blades up really high. Like I'm trying to pinch this imaginary ponytail or the very top of my neck with my trapezius muscles, okay? And third and last is gonna be just our normal full shoulder blade retraction. We're gonna make sure we got a lot of mobility and retraction of those shoulder blades, so we keep those shoulders in a nice tight position here as well. So the next one we're gonna be doing full pull aparts. So it's almost like we're making a very wide W as we're coming into play, and to make sure that those shoulder blades, like a book, are completely open and closing. So the thing I like to think about, the middle of my shoulder blades. I'm making a bullseye straight from the top of my shoulder blades to the bottom and closing directly right in the middle. So this next guy, I got my same weights. I'm gonna bend over and I'm gonna pull, making, again, the fists are gonna be at shoulder level, pulling up and making sure that I can close the whole of those shoulder blades, the mass of those shoulder blades together, retracting those scapulas and letting them open up, okay? So we're thinking like those shoulder blades are a big book, open and closing. So those are the 3 big babies that are gonna help those shoulders, those trapezius muscles stay very strong and active in relationship to a lot of our Olympic lifting for stability and overall shoulder health. So another tip from the Portuguese Brothers. Until next time.